Hi friends, it's Joni at Granny J Clay, and I am back to show you. I won't resin everything in front of you, but I will resin a few pieces so you can see how I do it. But these are out of the oven, they're baked. I did move that one, and I don't know if I showed you the back of it, but they turned out really cute. I haven't, let's see, have I checked any of the other? This one, isn't that pretty? So those two are loosey-goosey. The others are not. They're stuck. They're stuck. Until I move them, they're stuck. So they'll be really easy to resin. So I thought what I'd just do, oh, and I wanted to show you, I had all that leftover clay that was in little pieces. I made these. And which one was it? Oh, see, these, you know, since they're not glued, they might fall off, just like that one did. But once I resin them, they stay on. But I wanted to show you the back. Isn't that pretty? Yeah. So don't expect that they'll stay on all by themselves. Like I said, if you want to put a little glue on them and put them in, that's fine. I really wouldn't have to resin these. I really wouldn't have to. But I am going to do a couple of them just to show you. And I'm going to start with these over here. And I'm using this. It's called J Diction UV resin, the hard type, 500 grams, and I order it, I believe, from Amazon is where I got it. This is just the best stuff. It you know, it will have maybe a bubble here and there, but not very many. I really like it. It's a nice thickness. So, and then I'm going to use these to spread the resin on my pieces. These are for teeth. They're just little, so like a little toothpick. You can get things out from in between your teeth. I use that sometimes. I also will use a toothpick. It just depends on what I'm in the mood to do, I guess. So, I think what I'm going to do here is just, I'll bring you down a little ways, and I'll show you how I do a couple of them. And then I put them under the UV light, and then once they're done, I flip them over and do the other side. So let's do this long one right here. There we go. And it's, you know, it's quite simple when you do it. You just move the resin around very carefully. I make sure that it goes right up to the edge. Sometimes I even put it right on the metal, but it's got to go right up to the edge so it kind of seeps under the frame. Just kind of encouraging it. Try not to do it with too much of a heavy hand. I don't want to encourage bubbles, but if I get some, they're usually very few and few between. Okay, that one's already done. Simple as pie. Let me do another one. How about if I do the one next to it? Like that. This bottle of resin lasts a long time, and I resin most everything. But you kind of learn how to use it and not overuse it. Okay, this will dome on its own a little bit, so sometimes it wants to pull just a little bit away from the sides. So once I get the whole thing resined, I check each one again and just see if I need to pull the resin out to the side a little bit more. But on these, like I said, I want to make sure I've got it right up to the edge. Okay. All right. That's good for that one. And now I'm going to do this little bitty one in the middle. Whoop, bubble there. So I have to apologize for our dogs. Sorry about that. They barked and barked and barked and barked. How dare people park in front of our home? They saw somebody out the door. Oh, anyway, I had to continue. And I have resined this one and this one. These two, this little one, this heart, And I'm going to go on and resin those. I think I turned it upside down to get to this area, but I just thought, well, I'll let you. This is the one that's moving, so I got to be a little bit more careful. Generally, I will wear gloves because resin does a thing to my fingers, and I don't like to touch it. But sometimes I just bring in one of my pointy tools here, and I just kind of hold it so it doesn't move around. That helps a lot. But like I said, I want to get it all the way around the edges for sure. All the way out to the edges. So it kind of seeps into the frame area. And that will help hold the frame on. Okay, there we go. Oh, all right. I'm going to move this over just a tad bit and maybe turn it this way. Hopefully you can still see that. Yeah, you can. When I'm done resining things, I hold my tile up and to the light, and I can see usually places that I missed, little tiny places. You know, you just think you're getting everything, and then all of a sudden you see, oh, the resin didn't go there. So then you add just a little bit more. Okay. And I guess I'm doing more than I thought I would here for you, but that's all right. I don't think you'll mind. We ended up not sitting out on our deck last night. I was busy making so many videos yesterday. By the time I got done, it was already getting pretty dark, so we didn't go out and sit out there. But it was beautiful out. We could have another absolutely gorgeous day today. Yeah. I think fall's kicking in. We had to run an errand this morning, and when we did, we decided to add a second errand, and we went to a landscape garden place and picked up two big planters full of mums. And they aren't bloomed yet. They haven't bloomed out yet, but I'm gonna put that outside. My husband already actually did put it outside in a pot that we had one plant that it looked like it was getting to the point where it wasn't gonna make it anymore. So we took that one out and put the mum in. So I've done that. Now sometimes you get a piece that the clay is, I don't know why that's bubbling this morning, that's weird. Has bulged up in the middle a little bit. So what I do is I don't want it to run all over. I put a little less resin on it, and if I have to add more, I do, but I don't want it flowing. It's okay if it goes over the side. I can clean that up later. You can sand that off real easily. But I don't want a puddle. I don't want a great big puddle. So I'm trying to be careful about that, and I'm going to add a little bit more. There we go. Unless you put something on your clay like Pearl X, things like that, you don't have to seal polymer clay. But what you don't want to do is not seal it if there's Pearl X or something that could rub off on a blouse or something like that, and then give it to somebody and they have a problem with it. That would not be good. Okay, I might need just a tad more right there. Okay. So I've got a box full of jewelry that I made to send off to my friend. She was my grade school friend from way, way back. Anyway, her church is going to have some sort of a fundraiser for cancer, breast cancer, I think. And she was asking all of her crafty friends if they would please volunteer to make whatever it is they make. And of course I make this jewelry. And send it to her. It's going to be in October, so I've got mine all done, and it's all boxed up, and it's ready to go. So I feel good about that. I've got a grandson. One of my grandsons is going to Kansas KU in Lawrence, Kansas. And he said, "Grandma, you should make a Jayhawk." So we used to, the kids would come over when they were littler, and I'd let them play with clay and make whatever, and they could really do some beautiful work. But anyway, so I told Max, they said, yeah, maybe I should. But I haven't made things like that for such a long time, and I love to do that. It's just fun. You know, kind of challenges you a little bit. So I might take a little break from making these kinds of things, these pieces of jewelry, and make him a Jayhawk. There we go. You know, resin really makes your piece pop a little more. Okay, saw a little bubble there. You can see it magnifies the design. I don't know if you can see that, but it will magnify the design. It just looks real pretty with resin too. I used to spray my pieces, and I will spray some once in a while. I have a shellac, is what it is, that I buy from either Home Depot or I think I got my last one actually at Walmart. Pretty sure. So I'll spray it lightly once, and then I'll probably spray it a couple more times. Let it dry in between sprays. But I really love resin. Oh, it just, you know, it just makes the piece look a little bit more, I would say, professional maybe. I don't know if that's the right word, but on these I just go right over that design, and that just goes into the resin like that. Might have to pour some more there, I don't know. But see how easy that is? I've tried other resins. Some are a little bit more runny. Some have way too many bubbles in them when you're trying not to get any bubbles in them. And the way to get bubbles out is you do take, I'm going to do it when I get these all done, a match, or you take actually a lighter, and you just quickly run it across all your pieces. The heat will pop bubbles, and I have found that it doesn't always get them all. But maybe that's because I don't see them all. I don't know. Jumped over to that one. Could see a spot that I missed. There we go. We bought an extra mum plant. My husband's going to walk over to the neighbor's house, the gentleman that lives on our cul-de-sac that had back surgery. He's home now. Boy, they get him in and out quick. Really quickly. Okay. And so, we had gone to the rehab center to see him, but he just barely got in there, so. All right, let's just pop that one. Okay. I got that one, and this one too. So when we went to the garden center, we picked up a mum plant. It's really big for us, and I decided I'd pick one up for them. So we'll deliver that over there this afternoon or sometime, or my husband will go over. He and some of the other neighbors have what they call a breakfast club. They go out for breakfast every once in a while, and I think there's 4 or 5 of the neighbors that do that, something like that. Okay, this one looks like it's dipping down, so I'm going to add a little bit more to that. I'm just going to let that sit. It'll leave it out. Now what I've got left to do are these 3. I think that's it then. And then I'm going to run and here, this is bulging up a little bit too, so I'm not going to put a whole lot on that one. But I am going to make sure it gets down by the edges. So there's a whole process to making jewelry, isn't there, with clay? You have to figure out what you want your veneer to be and make it. See I might have to put a little bit more in that. I think I will. Sometimes they kind of sway down a little bit, and then I know I haven't added enough resin. Okay. But it's really fun, and I don't feel pressure to please anybody. I just, because I make things and give everything away to people, I just make it something that I really like, and I think that perhaps others will like. And let's see if I can bring that back down here. Want to see it from this side? And it might have a theme like Christmas or, something for the 4th of July. You can make things for different occasions. Okay. You see how that makes that leaf pop up? Isn't that cool? Okay. This is why, this is that one that's loose. This is why I like these particular frames. I wish they came in gold. Maybe they do. Maybe I just had missed it. Because they can hold quite a bit of resin. Because they're kind of deep. Make sure we get around the edges here. Okay. Yeah. All right, I think now what I'm going to do is just, I need to hold it up a little bit, kind of look at it crossways in a couple different ways and see if I missed anything. Yep, I did right here. Okay. Okay. I need just a drop more there. Sometimes you just don't have enough on there. And like I said, if it does spill over a little bit, you can just sand that off later. Or sometimes you can just break it off. And so I'm just continuing to kind of turn it. And that one needs a little bit more. I was holding back on that because I didn't want it to puddle. But it needed some more. Okay. And right down there. it's amazing. You can look at this one way and it looks like it's covered. And then if you turn it, the light shines on it in another way, like right there, and says, you missed this. You missed this spot. And sometimes I just have to re-resin because of that. But, I'm sorry, I'm probably making you seasick holding these. But I think they're all resin now. So I will show you what I do. Move my bottle of resin out of the way. And I bring in my, wipe off my tool here. I bring in, where did I put it? There it is. This is what I use. You know, one of those lighters that you can light candles with. So I'm going to stand up and I'm going to flip that on, and I'm just going to go over them like this. Not very long, but I'm going to hit every one, hopefully. Sometimes you get a little black smoke, but okay. Now, this is going to go in. This is going to go in under my UV light over here. And I generally leave it in there at least for 30 minutes. You don't have to, though. It does it in a much shorter time than that, but I just want to make sure. And when they're done, then I will pop all of them off, and I will just turn them over, and we will resin the backs, unless I have to do a little sanding first, which I might. So we shall see. We shall see. And then I'll go on and I'll do these. You saw these before. And I'm trying to grab the other plate, and you saw these before. So I've got a lot to resin today. So that's it. I just wanted to show you since somebody had asked about it. I hope you are having a really good day. I hope it's cooled down in your area if it's been hot. It's just a beautiful, beautiful day here. It's so lovely. Anyway, I will be back and see you soon. God bless you all. Bye for now.